The dream of making computer understands the image. As computers advanced, the idea that they could recognize and understand images began to take shape. While creating any image on a computer with millions of colors was possible, teaching a computer to recognize an image was an entirely different challenge. For instance, how could a machine identify that a scanned image is a cat, especially when there are millions of images of cats in different poses and environments? How did they make computers understand images? 1. Breaking down the image. The first step in teaching computers to recognize images was to break down the image into smaller parts, like tiny squares of color called pixels. Each pixel carries information about its color and position in the image. But while the computer could now collect this information, it still lacked the ability to connect these pieces in a meaningful way. How could it understand that all these pixels together formed an image of a cat? This required something more, a way to analyze and interpret the data, much like how the human brain processes what we see. 2. So, scientists worked to understand the human brain. Our brains are incredibly powerful, made up of billions of neurons, which are tiny cells that process and transmit information. When we look at something, like a cat, our brain doesn't process the entire image at once. Instead, different groups of neurons focus on specific features. Some neurons detect the edges of the cat's body, others recognize the texture of its fur, and still others notice its movement. These neurons work together in layers, gradually building a complete understanding of what we're seeing. 3. Inspired by the human brain, they created the artificial neural network. Inspired by how our brains work, scientists and developers created artificial neurons in computers. These artificial neurons, which are essentially computer programs, operate similarly to human neurons, analyzing the image pixel by pixel. They are organized into layers, forming what's known as a neural network. Just like in the human brain, each artificial neuron in a neural network focuses on a specific aspect of the image. In the first layer, neurons might detect simple patterns like edges or colors. As the information passes through deeper layers, the neurons start recognizing more complex patterns, such as shapes, textures, and even specific features like the cat's eyes or ears. Now, when an image is labeled as cat, the program or model associates this particular pattern of shapes, colors, and textures with the concept of a cat. So, every time an image is uploaded to the model, like in vision models such as ChatGPT, the image is broken down